other daughters, so my oldest is very into the baby, but my middle child, not so much.
Not a drop of alcohol has passed down the throat of the Gossip Girl star Blake Lively.
This is what you do. I've done this hundreds of times all across the nation. This is what you do. You go to any film.
Comedian Dane Cook's father had serious drinking problems due to which he caused a lot of drama in his family. Dane is a completely sober man.
I go through all kinds of a brief span of like 10 seconds before you stop singing. You think, I'm going to play something.
Eric has been a sober man since 1987. He fought a long battle of heroin and alcohol addiction.
I did a lot of comedy and I did political stuff. That was all great. And then I just slowed down.
In an interview with CBS, he said, "I'm very serious about no alcohol, no drugs." He believes life is too beautiful to drink or do drugs.
And so I've always been serious about those things, you know? Always, even when I was a teenager singing in the bars or a kid in the bars, my parents...
Apart from being a non-alcoholic, Shania Twain also happens to be a complete vegetarian.
I don't know what's my favorite cartoon or some fucking, I don't know, a fucking question that they won't find. It's literally the question you can find in the other 40.
After a brief period of experimenting with drugs and alcohol in his early teen years, the rapper understood they weren't for him.
I made a lot of songs. When I think back about how many songs I've actually made, I don't know how many I've made, but I made a lot of songs. And I make a lot of songs.
It's believed that Eminem has been clean and sober for over 13 years now. He had a long battle with addiction and had even faced a major relapse.
A Sky Full of Stars came out about 11:30 at night, and it came out in about 7 minutes. That song really...
Soon after his marriage to Gwyneth Paltrow, Chris Martin started keeping a good check on his health and quit alcohol.
I always felt in my heart that we would do something else. I did not feel done, but I may never feel done, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not necessarily the...
Christian's battle with alcohol was so hard for her that she firmly believed it would be difficult for her to live past 30.
I write a lot about it in my book. I mean, I grew up 4 houses down from Martin and the Sheen family, and everybody in their own lives can look back.
American actor Rob Lowe will soon be completing 32 years of sobriety. He owes all credit to his family.
Yeah, in real life, the biggest age difference was me and Bo. Casper.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And he was how old?
He was 24.
It won't be right to call Jennifer a teetotaler, but she sincerely refrains from alcohol entering her body as she believes it's bad for her skin.
Like, I am just going to be like the most horrible yardstick of like how old everyone is
Yes.
for the rest of my life. Like
Yes.
people see me now and go like, oh God, that must mean I am.
Actor Daniel Radcliffe had major struggles with alcohol while he was filming the Harry Potter movies. He has now been sober since 2010 and claims that it all happened with the help of his friends.
Last year I took out an ad in the Yellow Pages. I had my own 800 number.
The Die Hard star went from promoting Seagram's wine coolers to harms of alcohol and the benefits of sobriety.
First of all, I need to tell you my stepmother just like to get an essence of her. Her name is Janice. She's the most wonderful woman in the world. You have to do an impression.
Sarah Silverman refrains from all forms of alcohol because she says it gives her major stomach aches.
I got into styling because my best friend is Brandy, and we'd always shop together. She'd always ask me to be, oh, you have to help me out, be my stylist.
Khloe Kardashian spoke with ELLE in 2016. Kimberly does not drink alcohol whatsoever. She's just never been into it.
I've always liked the idea of it because it never seemed demeaning or threatening to me at all. As a matter of fact, it seemed...
Travolta's past traumas and battles with substance abuse has turned him into a sober man.
I am that guy who plays a song out, will listen to one song over and over and over again that drives like everyone else I know crazy. But to tell you...
Ben has been in and out of rehab several times because of his alcohol addiction. He has apparently given up drinking and is done for good now.
I didn't say anything. You said it. Is that what you think? I interview people, Cynthia. So
Well,
I'm saying you said that. Why did you say that?
Because I think
Tyra was 12 years old when she took the first sip of alcohol. In that one sip, she decided she's never touching alcohol again.
I am so grateful to get to do the job that I do. I love it so much. I want to thank my parents.
Portman talked about drinking when she was in college, but has since stopped completely. I didn't really go to high school parties.
Yeah, sometimes when you say, oh, a sequel's coming out, and your expectation of it is kind of high, but
Jada considers herself as a walking miracle after being able to get past her alcohol addiction issues.
No, it was quite, the truth is, well, I knew that, as was revealed when I went up on stage in Vegas, that, I had to create a character.
The 45-year-old actor has been a sober man for over 15 years now. He told The Hollywood Reporter in a 2012 interview that he quit drinking because he thought it would ruin his life.
Quite emotional. Obviously he's obviously 18 years old, but he's found something that he's passionate.
His habits explain how he's still in ridiculously good shape.
I believe 1972, you could say he was the most famous man in the world, or most famous person in the world.
Toby has been a sober dude since he was 19 years old.
At that moment, I just thought, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to pause. Did not seem like the right time to say anything.
Franco says he hasn't had tasted alcohol since he was 29 years old. He currently has new battles to fight with which he likes to call his addictive personality.
I was kind of like, where can you go? With the first Avengers, him becoming a team player, and with Iron Man 3, him transcending his dependency.
Robert Downey Jr. quit drinking in 2003 after a battle with addiction. 5 years later, his life took a major turn as he picked up the most lucrative role of his career as Tony Stark in the Avengers franchise.